Good morning. I'm Dr. Mike Cockrell, and I want to welcome you and thank you for joining me this morning for this episode of 3 Minutes in the Morning. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that's probably near and dear to most all of us, whether we really want to admit it or not. We're going to be talking today about how to become independently wealthy. Now, before we start this, I want to clarify a couple of things because becoming independently wealthy means a lot of things to a lot of different people. And I'm not just talking this morning's topic about how to just get madly rich, how to have big houses and big cars. Those things may be fine if that's what you want. But really, what I'm after this morning is the essence of how do you start the process of developing time freedom and money freedom. So, to me, what that means is how do I learn to create in my life a situation where I don't have to worry about time? If I want to be off, I can be off. If I want to go do something with my family, I can do that without having to worry about being tied to a desk or a job or 60, 70-hour work weeks. And secondly, how do I have the freedom to be able to control my finances so that I actually have money to spend without having to fret and worry about bills and those types of things. So that's sort of the path we're gonna go down today because I think some of the basics of this concept is extremely simple, and if we can understand the basics, then we can learn to build on that to create whatever we want in life. Now, when we're looking at this, there's typically two problems that we run into. Problem number one is that you earn less than you spend. Now, in the environment that we live in today, it's so easy to get your hands on credit card debt, um, auto loans, home loans. I mean, everybody wants to loan you money. And what tends to happen with most of us is we start out, we come out of school, we come out of college, we get into that first job. We have never really had an income stream. And so we very quickly learn how to spend everything we make. And then we very quickly learn how to spend 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50% more than what we make by using credit card debt. And that's got most of us in some type of trouble at some point or the other in our lives. So, if you really want to have financial independence and you want to have time and money freedom, the first thing we have to do is we have to begin to learn how to get rid of that. So, the solution for that problem, very simply, is to begin to train yourself to spend less and earn more. So, a lot of the material that I'm using in this I adapted from an article written by Mark Ford, who is a financial author, and he thinks you should basically figure out how to spend 30 to 50% less. And sometimes that may be possible, but I'm not convinced that that's always possible. So one of the things that I think that you need to do at the very least is to begin to get a grip on your spending. And one of the best ways to do that is through tracking. If you've never read the book The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, I suggest that you do that because it really helps you develop some skills to begin to do these step-by-step processes so that you can achieve tremendous results in the long haul just by making small changes now. So we need to learn how to spend less, and very simply, in the process, we need to learn how to earn more. Now, those of you who have been around me or know me or listen to my stuff, you know that I am a big fan of small business ownership, home-based businesses, and that type of thing because I am convinced that unless you are able to develop something outside of just a regular job, you're going to have a hard time making ends meet over the next 10, 15, 20 years. So I really think that home-based business model is actually probably one of the best that we've got because there are so many opportunities that no matter what your interests are, I will just about guarantee you that you will be able to find a home-based business, or be able to start a blogging platform, or be able to start your own small business using and developing those business models around the things that you already love to do. And what you should really focus on is when you are earning more money, is use that money to actually help pay down your debt, get your spending under control, and begin, as we'll see in the next problem, to begin to increase tangible assets. So with that being said, let's move forward. The second problem that most people deal with in as a stumbling block to becoming independently wealthy is that you owe more than you own. Now, we've been conditioned to believe in this country that owning a home is one of your biggest assets. But depending on who you listen to, and also pay a lot of attention to Robert Kiyosaki's teachings, your home may not be an asset at all, and likely, in all likelihood, it's a liability to you more than it is an asset. Because unless you are prepping that home actually to sell it and move out of it, it's never going to be an asset for you. Maybe an asset for your kids or someone else once you're gone, but for you, it's never going to be an asset unless you're going to sell it, because you're really creating nothing in that home but debt and expenses. So in order for something to be an asset, it either needs to have some type of tangible value that is increasing in the marketplace, or it has to be available to produce income. So with that being said, you really need to pay attention to what you've got going on there, because what most of us tend to do is when we do get extra money, we don't spend it on assets that have the potential to increase for us. We actually spend it on cars and boats and toys and clothes and all of those things that basically are just expenses. So if we're going to solve this problem, then what we have to do is we have to start owing less, and we have to start owning more. Now, what does that mean? Well, just what we just finished talking about. To some extent, we need to start owing less. Is we need to really focus on paying off credit card debt, short-term debt, bank loans, those types of things. The only healthy debts that are out there are potentially a home loan, depending on what's going on, but real estate loans that may work, those may be potentially beneficial. Business loans in certain situations may be beneficial, but most of the debt we have is not beneficial, and we need to really focus on trying to create a debt resolution program, get those things paid off, and start taking better physical control of your resources. And then we need to start owning more. And by owning more, I mean things like rental real estate. You may want to own more, invest your money in small business. You may want to invest your money in gold coins, silver coins. I'm a big fan of collectible coins myself. And over the last few years, I have created a tremendous amount of wealth through just a monthly savings program that I implemented almost 3 years ago without really thinking about it, but it has become a huge asset, and it continues to grow in value every year. So there's some things there that you can do, and you really want to start paying attention to those types of things. So, to keep this short this morning, this is an introduction, and we're going to sort of work on that. My challenge to you today is very simple. Change takes time. You can't go from zero to $1 million in a matter of days. However, if you'll start making some small changes today, then what will happen is a few years down the road, as those small changes begin to accumulate, you create some spectacular results. Now, I have done this in my own life through multiple businesses, through multiple ventures that I'm involved in, and the benefit when you're going through that initially is sometimes hard to see. So you have to trust that at some point, if you start implementing these small changes, that you're going to see the bigger rewards, because that's exactly what happens. So my challenge for you today is this. I want you to take a moment today, start implementing. First take an inventory of where you're at, what you would really like to achieve in life, and what you've got to work with. And then look at that from a perspective of what can I change today? A small change. If it's giving up that cup of latte that you're spending $4 on today, if that's all you can do, then make that change. But start making some small changes that are going to help you achieve your goals a few years from now. Because until you start the race, you can never finish the race. And so if you really have any serious interest in creating more time so that you can spend it with those you love, with your family, with your friends, taking vacations, traveling, whatever that may be, and you really have any interest in having extra money without being strapped for cash or worrying about bills, you have to make some changes, and you have to make some tough changes. So I hope this information is beneficial. Probably going to see some more stuff along this lines coming from me, because that's sort of the focus that I'm doing right now with some of the education and the training. And so basically what I do is when I learn something new, I share it with you. So I hope you like it. I hope it's beneficial. If you do, be sure to talk about it, share the video, share the blog post, share the information, pass it around. Feel free to get back in touch with me. You can reach me on Facebook at our fan page, Life with Mike and Lisa, or you can reach me on my website, lifewithmikeandlisa.com. So feel free to connect with me. I'd love to hear more about what you're dealing with, what you're struggling with, and just get to know you. So have a great day, and until we meet again, see you then. Bye bye.